Hey, man, you already know what it is. It's your boy, Otis Jones, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. Shout out to CBN News, man, for making this original content. I'm just here reacting to it, fam. If you're a kid watching this and you're a kid, go get your parents, fam. Go get whoever's your legal guardian and ask them, should you be watching this? Other than that, don't watch this if you're a kid, you know what I mean? To all my people out there, this is more of a serious reaction, so let's get into this.
While Christians around the world were celebrating Easter, Fulani gunmen struck again in Nigeria.
Oh, no,
this time
fam.
the attacks happened on Easter weekend, right as believers were marking the resurrection.
That's crazy.
The attackers stormed into St. Ignatius Catholic Church in Mbalum, Benue State, just as people were getting ready for Easter Sunday services.
Man.
After that, they turned on the villagers, burning homes, chasing people.
It's crazy because everybody's talking about everything else, right? Nobody's talking about this. Everybody's talking about everything else. No one's talking about this. No one, fam. That's crazy. Hey, man, if you are a believer out there, matter of fact, if you are a believer out there, fam, and you live in a place to where you can worship freely, fam, you're blessed, fam. You know what I'm saying? You're blessed. You got to appreciate that. You got to worship to the fullest. You got to always keep God on your mind to the fullest, because there's people out there that cannot worship in peace, that cannot worship without, fam.
17 lives were lost in all the chaos. Here with more is Judd Saul. He's founder of Equipping the Persecuted. He's also a documentary filmmaker and missionary who just returned from Nigeria. Judd, thanks for being with us. So tell us more about this Easter weekend slaughter of Christians. What happened and why?
Man.
3 weeks ago, I warned the Nigerian government and I warned the U.S. government that the Fulani ethnic militia, which is an Islamist group that is hell-bent on turning Nigeria into their own caliphate, were massing up and gathering for multiple attacks on Easter, including the one you just mentioned.
Now, I don't know exactly what's going on. I don't know the ins and outs, you know what I mean? But if Christians are getting persecuted out here just for believing in their faith, if that's the narrative that's going on, if that's the real thing that's going on, that's not okay, fam. You know what I mean? And it's a reason why it's not being talked about on a normal basis. It's the reason why it's not getting covered like everything else gets covered. You know what I mean? There's a certain agenda out there that goes around. There's a reason why this is happening. But at the same time, if you are a believer, you should know that Jesus has us. God has us. It's going to work out in the best way possible. It's always God's will. So, you know.
And that wasn't the only attack that happened. There was attacks in Kaduna. There was attacks in Jos in Plateau State. And there was attacks even on the border in Nasarawa State. Multiple attacks.
You're not supposed to be watching this, fam. Turn this off. I got other videos you could watch, fam.
This weekend alone, and the count is on the rise, and several Christians have been kidnapped. And what's going on is a systematic genocide and terror being perpetrated on Christians by radical Islamists.
Well,
the craziest thing is this is not the first time I've seen this. This is not the first time I came across a video like this. This is the time where I was like, you know what? It's time to react on this. You know what I mean? Let's go.
The government troops stood by and were slow to intervene in this latest incident on Easter. When they did, they arrested Christians who came from a nearby village to help. Tell us more about the incident.
Well, that's what happens is 99.9% of the time the Nigerian government is reactionary, but what happens is to stop the violence and to make peace happen, they go after the victims instead of the perpetrators.
Which is
so when
crazy.
The victims get mad and they want justice, they go after the.
They don't want to fight their oppositions, their ops. They rather fight the person that's helping and that don't have a weapon. You know what I mean? They rather not. That's not even a fight. They rather just slaughter them, take steam on them. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, fam. Crazy.
They go after the victims and not the perpetrators. They let the Fulani ethnic militia run right by army checkpoints and posts fully armed with AK-47s to go onto the attacks without any intervention. But when Christians say, well, we've had enough, and they rise up and they start saying, we're going to defend ourselves, the Nigerian military comes in.
That's when they all, that's when they all got a problem. You could tell though.
So why has the persecution of Christians gotten worse? You say it's genocide, is it?
It's total genocide.
Sorry for the noise in the background. You already know what it is. It's your boy, Otis Jones.
Issuing through our organization, equippingthepersecuted.org, we've been issuing terror alerts for the last 2 years with 93% accuracy. We've issued over 150 of them. And in virtually all cases where we've issued terror alerts, the Nigerian government did nothing, the attacks happened, and then the Nigerian government intervened after the attacks happened and ended up punishing Christians. We've seen very few terrorists ever brought to justice.
Well, we of course know about Boko Haram, but what don't people understand about what's going on with the Fulani? Some say these attacks aren't religious, they're tribal, so what do you tell them?
If they really believe that, I don't know what to say. They've fallen for a complete lie, because
You can't argue with stupid. Not stupid. I'm not calling you stupid, but you can't argue with. You know what I mean? Can't argue with the wall, fam.
That they want to get rid of Christianity. The Fulani ethnic militia, the extremists in the Fulani. There's some good Fulani. There's Christian Fulani. But the ones that are running around with AK-47s are hell-bent on eradicating Christianity and turning Nigeria into their own caliphate.
You can tell who's wrong. You can tell who's bad because that's the people that's killing people over belief. You know what I mean? Over disagreements, over stuff like that. You know what I mean? You can tell. So if you ever wondering like who's wrong and who's right, oh, you think Christians are wrong, you think this is and that. Who's slaughtering who? Who's killing people for disagreements? You know what I mean? And that's how you could tell, fam. And if you are a Christian and you're in some sort of you have some sort of job to where you're the person killing somebody over their belief, that's not the way of God. That's not the way of Christ. That's not that's the way of the devil. You know what I'm saying? So that's on some other stuff. You know what I mean? That's not Christian. If you look at our history, and you might say our history, there's a lot of Christians I was killing, blah blah blah. They just did it in the name of Christianity, but that's not Christianity. That's not the way of God. That's not the way of Christ. You know what I'm saying? You could tell.
They say this with their own words. Now, when they tell you these things, they tell you what they want to do, how they want to accomplish it. You should probably take them seriously instead of denying it.
Well, where are they getting their money to?
Me as a believer, I only could tell you what saved me, what helps me. If you don't want that information and you want to take that, that's on you. I can't do nothing to you. I can't beat you up. I can't pull you over here by your shirt. I can't do none of that. You know what I mean? That's not my job to do that. My job is only to lead by example and tell you about Christ and move on. You know what I mean? So if you're out there abusing people and using Christ for your agenda, that's not of Christ. That's still of the devil. That's what I'm saying, fam. You get me? Do you get me? Run it.
By AK-47s, most of these herdsmen are not.
It's crazy, fam. Crazy. But it's in the Bible. God said this would be going on, fam.
Who's supporting that?
It's just crazy to see, but at the same time,
It's coming in from the Middle East.
hey, God said that this would be going on.
Countries like Saudi Arabia, from Turkey.
I keep stopping the video, but it is what it is because it got to be stated, fam. If you wondering, and you might be like, God is letting this happen, fam. No, it's free will. God gave us free will. It's your free will to do certain things. It's your free will to do bad or do good. God was just said in the Bible that this was going to happen due to free will. You know what I mean? He can see the past, the future, and the present. He can see outside of what we can see. So he's able to see that was going to happen. That was going to come to play. You know what I mean? He's not saying that he's the one making this stuff happen. No, he gave you free will, fam. He loves you, fam. He loves you.
It's through kidnapping and extortion.
And this ain't love right here, fam.
See,
this ain't love.
No one talks about the kidnapping. They go and they'll kidnap 100 people at a time from one village. And these poor Christians have to sell their land, sell everything they own just to get their people back. And then they take that money.
Now, I don't know a lot, fam, but I know that God loves us, fam.
So
I'm a little slow, but I know God loves us.
Kidnapping, but they're also getting outside financing.
Outside financing. Who's financing this? Who is financing this? Who wants this to go according to their agenda? Who doesn't let people believe and praise without slaughtering and killing? You know what I mean? No one's gonna do this for no reason, fam.
I am advocating for United States pressure. More United States pressure on the Nigerian government to do the right thing. Right now, a genocide is taking place. There there are plenty of examples of war crimes happening where plenty.
Now, I'm not here to be like United States should do this, or people should go and do this, or this and that, or make things worse, or make, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that this is not right. I'm saying that this should not be going on. I'm saying that you know what I mean? This ain't right, fam. And this is not getting covered enough. That's what I'm saying, fam. I'm not saying people should butt in, this and that. I'm saying this should be stopped. This should not be going on. I don't know the right way to go about it. I don't know who's who, but I know this ain't right. And I'm here to show you that. That's what I know. I ain't the smartest cat, you know what I'm saying? But I know this ain't right. No matter what you believe in, I don't care who you are, Muslim, whatever you believe in, I shouldn't harm you because of what you believe in and our disagreements, you know what I'm saying?
Christians need to be.
That shows who's in the wrong. That shows what you believing in and what you got going on ain't right.
Brothers and sisters, especially in Nigeria.
Facts.
90% of all Christian deaths worldwide.
Hey, you already know what it is, fam. It's your boy Otis Jones. Thank you for tuning in, man. I just want to share this message right here, fam. You see it? Crazy. I don't know everything, but hey, man, you know, I'm just trying to help. You already know what it is, man. Peace.
Thank you.